Let me bring in Chris Sims, Pro Football Talk Live co-host, Football Night in America, and, of course, former NFL quarterback. Let me start with the Aaron Rodgers cadence, because you played the position. Aaron has had the same cadence for 20 years now. Green 19, green 19. Now, it does change maybe later in the game when he wants you to jump off sides. How did the Jets get to this situation where we're talking about the cadence at the line of scrimmage as being an issue?
Well, I mean, listen, he's a perfectionist, right? I think that's part of the conversation altogether. And then his cadence and how he uses it, whether it's to quick count people and get people, extra people on the field when there's 12 guys on the defense and they're making the substitution, or his hard counts have been one of the great things that he does through his time. So again, I don't know what their issue was with the cadence, honestly. Like, I've seen a little bit of this, and maybe I'm missing a little more to the story than I see. But either way, he's got problems with he doesn't feel certain people are on the same page as him on the offense in certain areas. And you see that's where Alan Lazard's the one getting fed the ball the most right now, because he feels like, wait, I got a connection with him. He knows what I'm thinking. He knows exactly what I want in certain coverages and whatever else. And that's where Rodgers, late in his career, he's very picky with that type of stuff, especially with young receivers and making sure they're on his page.
But it's a terrible loss. Like, that's
it's a terrible loss. Right. Wait, maybe did I miss something? Was there a quote or something about the snap count or whatever? I hadn't heard about it. So tell me.
This is here's Robert Saleh after the game.
Okay.
Last year, I think you guys were 1 or 2 in the NFL in penalties. Now this year, I think you're 4. I mean, what needs to change to clean it up?
Well, we got to figure it out. Whether or not we're good enough to handle all the or ready to handle all the cadence. Cadence had not been an issue. All camp felt like our operation had been operating pretty good. Obviously, today it took a major step back.
Okay.
There you go. I got you. Okay. I got you. Yeah. Well, cadence is nuanced too. It is. And there's a lot to it. And of course, there's code words that are involved in it. And sometimes you use a code word like the famous Omaha you heard from Peyton Manning and all that. That might speed up the cadence and get you right into snapping the ball and saying set hut. Yeah, they had issues yesterday. But they physically, it was a bad loss, like you said. There's no doubt about that. Their defense is very good, certainly. But the offense, I think the big thing is they don't throw the ball down the field enough. And people know that Rodgers likes to throw the ball short and over the middle, and then they want to run the ball. And you looked yesterday, and it looked like the Denver Broncos had everybody around the line of scrimmage. And also with that, when they don't motion, right, Rodgers doesn't like motions, and they don't use a lot of formations. What else did the Broncos did yesterday? They blitzed them because they said, wait, we kind of know where he's going to go with the ball if we blitz. So what if he throws it 2 yards in the flat? We'll rally and make the tackle, and it'll be 2nd and 8. But it's better than him standing back there and making some great decision and great throw and dicing up that way like he did the Patriots on 2 Thursdays ago. That was a bad loss for the Jets yesterday. The kind of game you certainly thought they would win with Broncos offense not being able to do anything, really.
Why can't the Ravens do this all the time? Offensively?
Yeah, because they got to. Right. They got to choose to do it. I heard what you said before I came on, and I mean, you're right. This is something I've been pounding the table with. Great offenses, right? Great teams. You got to be great at something, and they're built to be great at the run. They got a bunch of 330-pound offensive linemen. They got the greatest running back in the history of, or the greatest running quarterback in the history of football, a Hall of Fame running back in Derrick Henry. Force people's hands that way. And then all the sexy big explosive pass plays, they're going to come. I'm telling you, they're going to play the Bengals this week. They're going to watch the last 2 games on film, and they're going to, oh my gosh, we can't stop the run against anybody, let alone the Ravens now. And they're going to have to play some defenses where Lamar Jackson's going to get up there and go, wow, oh my gosh, they're playing us like this. So I hope they just stay with it because they're built to play like this, and this is when they play at their best.
Eagles' situation is weird.
Oof.
It's just weird. I'm not all in on Jalen Hurts. I'm certainly not all in on Nick Sirianni.
Yeah.
You can't fire Jalen Hurts.
No.
And Saquon Barkley had, 9 touches? It feels like they have everything, but then you watch and sometimes you wonder if they have anything. Why?
They're hard to figure out, right? It's a roller coaster. I know they had some big injuries and people missing yesterday. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, no Lane Johnson. But damn, they still got a bunch of awesome other players on their football team. To just get beat down like that, yeah, it's a little bit of a roller coaster right now. And I think it's a little bit what you brought up. Like, I'm not totally bought in on Jalen Hurts as, the greatest quarterback in the world either. I think he's real good, but like, is he a top 5 take over the game kind of guy? No, I don't think so. And then Nick Sirianni, right? He's an emotional guy, ups and downs, and I feel like you see that a little bit with the Eagles. That was disappointing. After the way they played last week against the Saints and were physical and tough and did all that, and then their defense just get absolutely demolished yesterday, and the offense can't do anything, it is a little concerning. I don't know what to think of the Eagles. Their highs are real highs, their lows are real lows. We'll see if they can meet in the middle somewhere.
He's Chris Sims, Pro Football Talk Live co-host with Mike Florio on Peacock. You all in on Sam Darnold?
Yes, I am. I am.
All in.
All in. I am. I've been one that has said for a while, Sam Darnold's good. He's got skills. You can win with Sam Darnold. He just needs to have a little bit of help around him. And as I always say, one of my things I always, when you're around crap all the time, like he was with the Jets and Carolina, you're going to start to smell like crap too. I'm sorry. And that's what happened to him a little bit. But he's at a spot right now that is perfect for him. O'Connell is a mastermind in the pass game. I've never seen a coach that can get more 20 and 25-yard completions open for a quarterback. Minnesota, I'm not saying they're the best team in the NFC, but like, we have to stop this. Oh, this is just a good story. Like, they are playing the best football in the NFC. They are for real. They're not going to go anywhere. So that's what we got to get used to. And, man, Sam Darnold's been just lights out so far.
Okay. So you got the Vikings in the playoffs.
Yes, I would be shocked if they didn't make the playoffs. That's what I've seen for 4 weeks, and those coaches, and they got enough talent on their football team, I think, to come through now too. And Sam Darnold has more talent than Kirk Cousins, and there's more potential with him at quarterback than there was with Kirk Cousins, let alone they can run the football this year, and that changes them a little bit too.
All right. Jayden Daniels is making it look a lot easier than it is. How is this possible?
Yeah. Right? I mean, I'm shocked. I knew he was going to be good, this fast, right off the bat, right? On the heels of what we saw last year from C.J. Stroud, but you go, that only happens, every now and then with a rookie quarterback. I think the first thing is he's incredibly talented. He's got incredible poise. He's one of those guys like a Joe Burrow where it just like the look never changes on his face, whether it's good or bad, there's pressure, whatever. He just seems totally in control. The other aspect that I think needs to be talked about, he's running the same offense he ran in college. I think that's a great benefit. Cliff Kingsbury has reinvented himself a little bit and added some new wrinkles to his offense. And then he's got some good receivers. But, man, he is consistent. He's accurate. He's poised in the pocket. We know he can run. And I think Washington is a little better up front than I thought they were going to be. They can protect, and they can run the ball a little bit. They're one of the pleasant surprises of the league so far.
Yeah, my two surprises this year were going to be Atlanta and Washington. Now, I don't know if Atlanta's a surprise, but I still think they have the potential there.
Yeah.
I also thought the Jags were going to win their division. How much longer do you stay with Doug Peterson?
I don't think you give up on Doug Peterson.
You go back to last year, Chris. They've lost 9 in a row.
It's an ugly look for Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence. There's no doubt. Now, 2 years ago, right, they started out 2-6, and they ended up getting into the divisional playoff game and had the Chiefs on the ropes a little bit. So I think from that aspect, you don't give up on Doug Peterson yet, no. But it is concerning, and they just can't seem to make the big plays to get them over the hump to win a football game. I mean, they're about to go up 24-7 against the Dolphins. They fumble on the way in, right? Yesterday, Trevor Lawrence had some throws that would have put, oh man, they're going to be the Texans are going to be in a tough spot. They get down inside the goal line one time and come away with no points late in the football game where they could have gone up by 10 points. So, the offense, it's just so much work. And Trevor Lawrence is being paid like he's a superstar to take over a game, and he's not doing that, right? You saw the guy that was doing that the other day, and C.J. Stroud, he does it, and that's what kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth right now is Trevor Lawrence is not taking that next step to be the guy that can carry the organization.
Chiefs lose Rashee Rice maybe for the season now. Isaiah Pacheco out with a broken leg. I mean, these are really, really impactful players. I think Pacheco is sort of their identity, runs tough, whatever you need. And then Rashee Rice has been the go-to guy for Mahomes. This could be real. I mean, I know they're undefeated, but you start to have these injuries, they pile up. Maybe you're not getting as much out of Travis Kelce, more pressure on the defense. Mahomes has got to find another playmaker here. So what do you make of the Chiefs moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the unimpressive 4-0 starts you can imagine, right? I think you would agree with that. I mean, and the other aspect of it is, I think and I've been saying this to Florio on my podcast a little bit too, like we got to adjust our way we think of the Chiefs. The Chiefs are clearly a defensive football team. They're in the second part of a dynasty here, and they are a defensive football team. They are literally like, let's run the ball, let's chew up the clock. Mahomes will make a few plays to make us dangerous, but let's play through the defense. And that's what they've done. The defense won the game yesterday. The defense won the game against the Bengals. The defense won the game against the Ravens. They've been phenomenal. The defense won the game against the Falcons. So I worry about the Chiefs' offense in general. I guess the reason you don't go like, 4-alarm fire is because we saw the offense not be that damn good last year, and there they were hoisting the trophy at the end of the year. But it is a little concerning. Rashee Rice is clearly the number one guy. At least they got Kelce going a little bit. Hopefully that can continue. And Xavier Worthy is so far just a trick guy. Can they make him more consistent in the offense? But I think now with this, and I expect Rashee Rice to be out, that they're going to be certainly looking at the market for trade and as far as a receiver when it comes close to the deadline.
Good to talk to you as always, Chris. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, buddy. Say hi to all the guys. Appreciate you. You the man.
Chris Sims, Pro Football Talk Live co-host, the show that precedes ours with Mike Florio on Peacock, contributor to Football Night in America.